Chateau de lorazepam. Yeah. Wish we could put that in an IV, actually. He has veiny arms, hospital nurses. Been there. Absolutely been there. Veiny arms are my favorite thing. However, a lot of times I actually prefer a vein that might not be so large looking. The tougher ones are a little easier for me. I don't know what it is about, you know, people that have ropes for veins. They actually make me a little nervous. And I know I've heard this from many other nurses before. You know, you see a patient with pipes for veins and you think, oh yeah, and then they're the ones you miss every time. Like I don't know what it is. Oh my God, he's got leads on his arms. What the hell? Oh my God, whoever is consulting for these TV shows, it's just like, what? What? Like, what are you doing? There's no reason for that. Just tape a little IV catheter there. You can't even tell if you put enough tape on it. Hell, put a Tegaderm dressing on it. You'll never know. Freaking leads? Come on, Hollywood. You gotta do better than that. Gotta do better. How often do people die during the procedure? Just once. Yeah, in reality, yeah, it is just once, but yeah. The first time you read about the Krebs cycle, the 1000th time you read about the Krebs cycle. Oh yeah. The Krebs cycle strikes the fear of God into the hearts of many a medical and nursing student. Been there. Krebs cycle. When someone watches you while you're putting on sterile gloves, look away. Oh, what is that from Bridesmaids? Yep. Yeah, so the joke here is, you know, normally 9 out of 10 times you're in a room alone and you're putting on your own sterile gloves and goes perfectly. No problems. Everything's lined up. The package opens correctly. No issues. But as soon as you have one other person in that room with you, it all just goes sideways. All the time. You know, your pointer finger winds up in the ring finger area, and it just, you know, the thumb's the wrong way, and it's not pretty. I don't know what it is about putting on sterile gloves that I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Your resident just ordered 10 milligrams of morphine for the patient whose pressure is 40/26. I thought I'd check with you before I kill a man. Wait. Your resident just ordered 10 milligrams of morphine for the patient whose pressure, oh, it's the nurse saying, okay, it's his resident. Okay, I get it now. Little slow on the uptake, but okay, so yes. And yeah, you know, these mistakes, well, they don't happen all the time. That's why nurses and doctors work together, you know, to catch these types of things, or, you know, just to clarify handwriting, you know. Nowadays, it's a lot easier because we have EMRs, but back in the day, when I was on the floors, we were still writing in paper charts, and yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. And, you know, the other thing with this is anybody can select the wrong dose. You know, it's so easy to just like click the wrong box and That's why we do multiple checks, multiple times to make sure we have the right dose, the right patient, the right administration. Everything is right about med administration, and we double and triple check it most of the time to avoid these mistakes, but they still happen. Resident giving med students a tour of the hospital. This is where I come to cry. Cool. Oh, poor med students. Right about now, let's see, usually they match in July. So July, August, September, August, September. Yeah, so they're not that far into it, you know, some of them, and yeah, plenty cry. Plenty of new nurses cry too. I don't think I ever cried, but yeah. Laughter is the best medicine, unless you have diarrhea. That needs no explanation, right? None. No explanation needed there, yeah. Nursing school problem. Oh, the seatbelt. The seatbelt is not detected. This is definitely a thing. I mean, some of these medical textbooks, you know, again, back in the day before, you know, we had online, you know, texts, and even though we have online texts when I was back in school, it's just so hardwired into my psyche to have a book in front of me. I had a hard time with the online texts, and you know, I like to highlight and I like to take notes in the margins, and I like to be able to flip through pages and look things up. And with online textbooks, man, you just couldn't do it. So yes, I had textbooks that looked just like that. And much like my pocketbook, it will trigger a seatbelt in my car because they're so freaking heavy and big. Besides, you're spelling it wrong. It's HIPAA, not HIPAA. Yeah, and everybody spells HIPAA wrong. It's usually thought to be HIPPA, but it is HIPAA. And it is the Health Information Portability and Accountability Act. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me know. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Cool.
And the reason I think that's it is because I've had to look it up so many times. Yeah. Trying to decipher someone's documentation after they made up their own medical abbreviations. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, most practices in hospitals, you know, will have a list of approved abbreviations that, you know, you're only supposed to use them. You're not really supposed to veer from them. However, I still to this day tend to use a C with a line over it for with, and an S with a line over it for without. And, you know, my girls that are in PA school, when I told them that abbreviation, they were like, no, that's not a thing. And we actually had a battle. Like, it is a thing. It was a medical abbreviation for with and without. Let me know what some of the medical abbreviations that you guys still use are. I'd be curious to know. When you had too much fun charting, patient believes she is dead, vital signs suggest otherwise. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, you hear some of the wackiest things, man. The wackiest things, but you know, a lot of times these people have mental illnesses, and you know, while it's funny in a meme, is it meme or meme? I think it's meme. I'm going to go with meme. But a lot of times, you know, people have this like this weird dissociation with things, and you know they're mentally ill, but how do you chart stuff like that? How do you, some of the stuff that comes out of patients' mouth is priceless. There's no two ways about it. How my 87-year-old patient looks at me when I roll in with a special applesauce treat for the 3rd time today. In that special applesauce is usually a bunch of meds, and I've mixed that concoction many times and was apologizing in my head as I was giving to them. I mean, even if you like applesauce, having a bunch of gritty meds that are chopped up and ground up and mixed in, you can imagine what that tastes horrible. It looks horrible. And it is horrible. I mean, think about like when you put a vitamin, like a multivitamin in your mouth, how horrible that tastes. Or, if you put a pill in your mouth and you go to swallow it and it doesn't quite go down and you get that really bitter, nasty taste in your mouth. Yeah. Med school exam questions be like, a 47-year-old man presents with a diffuse maculopapular rash. He has a history of hypertension for which he takes these 15 medications. Assuming there are 7 monkeys on the roof and 2 in the garden, what is the second enzyme required to make the color purple? Oh, yeah. It's not just med school. It's nursing school. Yeah. Medical questions on exams are famous for being entire paragraphs. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, there's no exaggeration here. Literally entire paragraphs of questions. And, if anything is drilled into our heads, it's, you can do away with probably 90% of what's in this question, if not more. And maybe look at like the last line and see that it is asking you for something so, basic and simple that all of the other information in that question is completely useless. Just meant to throw you off. Yeah. Yeah. That's a perfect example right there. Doctor, you need to take one of these pills every day for the rest of your life. Patient, but there's only 3 pills, doctor. Exactly. Oh my God. I mean, it sucks. It's funny, but it sucks. So this is my second meme reaction video. I love doing meme reactions. They're just priceless. I mean, I spend quite a bit of time on Instagram and even TikTok, but some of the memes that you guys come up with on Instagram are just so accurate and spot on. I mean, hats off to whoever is creating these memes. It plucks the littlest truth out of, daily nursing or medical, lives and takes that thing that we all experience and have multiple times and think to ourselves like, this is a unique experience, and it's like, nope, they've actually made a meme about it. So I love doing meme reactions. And if you want more laughs, check these out down here, talking about dangerous medical practices from the early 1900s. And I react to Dr. Glockenflecken. Go ahead, check him out.